Well, hello, rail friends. And depending on where you are, it's good morning or it is good afternoon. You pick because we have been under rain delay all morning. We had the best plans. Matter of fact, it's raining right now. We had the best plans for this morning. We were going to do sunrise over Lake Wheeler and the Tennessee River at the drawbridge. Well, we got up. It was so dark out, I thought I'd either gotten up early or slept through the day. I wasn't sure, but either or, there was no sunrise. There was just rain. So we are back where we started from yesterday. There are bands of rain coming. All morning it has rained on and off, although now it's lightened up tremendously. So we're going to try and squeeze in an hour or so here. Hopefully we can squeeze in a couple trains while we're here. Back towards Chattanooga, because we are still in Decatur, Alabama. Day number 2, March 29th of 2025. And we are live. No production, no skipping between the trains, no getting rid of the rain, etc. So we hope we can pull this hour off, and then we're going to head back east where, looking at all the radar, it is not raining, or it's way spread apart. Here is questionable at best. So, if you were not with us yesterday, we are trackside here in Decatur, Alabama, on the CSX S&NA North Sub at the 307.3. Across the way, on the other side of our two big turtles, and I'll show you all that in a little bit, Memphis District East End at the 363.3. That way would be south for CSX, north for CSX, west for NS, and east, where once all this comes together and goes across the drawbridge. So if you didn't see last night's video, make sure you take that opportunity. They both cross over, and then as soon as they get across Wheeler Lake and the Tennessee River, they split. Just like they come in here, they go out there. So it's a double funnel. In, out. And we'll pan the area here a little bit. Fantastic place to rail fan. If you've never been here, put this on your list. There's a park over here with a caboose, tons of parking, all kinds of parking here, and also the historic depot is here, so you have an added attraction. Don't know its hours, but I believe it's currently open. The depot here was built by Southern Railway in 1905, it seems. And we're in a, as you can tell, we're kind of like Chattanooga number 2, a very centralized point for the railroads in every direction. Dating back to the 1830s, the railroad history began here in Decatur. Some of the parts of the town still look like 1830. No offense, just very historic. And first railroad, from what I found, was the Tuscumbia, Cortland, Decatur Railroad. And then there was passenger service in here at this depot by both S&N and the Southern Railway. There's also a small transfer yard where yesterday there was a whole number of train cars over there. And today, I'm trying to be fancy standing on the railroad ties here. And today, every car but one is gone, been picked up, put on a train, and taken off to wherever. So, also, if you're in this area, River City Rail Club with Caleb, they're going to be hosting a train day event here, a rail fan event. They do have a Facebook page. So, and Caleb we had a great turnout, and I didn't make the January one, but I was here last summer. It was fantastic. And just a little bit of everything here. So we'll pan the area. Like I said, we're going to hang out at least an hour, kind of depending on the weather, but since it is so questionable. Now yesterday we were just non-stop trains. Today we've been non-stop rain up until now. It's been the first time that I could turn the camera on without, and since there's kind of a wind, if I put the umbrella up, it was going to blow under. So it's the first chance we've been able to get on. Sorry we missed this morning like I promised you all yesterday. And if it is your first time with us, like I said, we are live 6 to 8 seconds from now. Whatever happens, if I fall off this railroad tie, you're going to see it. Then you're going to gasp. Then you're going to laugh. And then you're going to say, oh my, is Mike okay? Casey's back in the studio. He makes sure that everything transitions and flows the way it's supposed to with all the technology that's set up. And for those of you that don't know me, Mike and technology do not go in the same sentence together. One minute it's kind of cold out here, next minute it's kind of sunny, next minute it's kind of chilly, and then it's kind of warm. So we're all over the board with weather today. We got one of everything here. So if you want rain, wait a minute. If you want sun, right now it's almost coming out. If you want clouds, they're right behind it. So we got it all. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably have to put my hat on because if Mrs. S gets on here, finds out I don't have protection on the old lid, I will be in trouble. So, let me get that, and then let's kind of take a look at our neighborhood here. Okay. For starters, I have the sunglasses on. Hello, Eugene. There is signal indication for CSX on the right track, and there is left track, and then on the back side of that you see the Norfolk Southern control point lights, the old fading sign here. There is a 1 on the other side. I do still have some, and I have more coming. Hello, Real American Rail Fan. And there is the quiet crossing. Well, RAR, good job. Eugene, sure. Let me work out an address for you to send me an address and size, and I'll be more than happy to get you one. There is the Decatur depot. And Eugene, if you go to railmoments.com and send me a message there, size and address. If I don't have it in stock, I have another order pending, which should probably be about 2 weeks out, and I'll be more than happy to get one off to you. And you're a very regular with us. You have a good time with us, and I have a good time with you when you're on with us. So it's a win-win family scenario. And you can see by how strong the flag is stretched across just how windy it is again today. Now, I've been in that depot, and it is a very, very nice depot inside. For a while, it was the police department. Then they moved it back to a depot scenario. And as you can see, there's plenty of parking over there. And there. And over here. So there's just parking everywhere. And there's a couple. And I wonder about the section where we are here, because I've found a couple railroad ties that are kind of level with the dirt, just barely exposed. So I'm wondering at some point this side also had railroad lines in here where they were either sidings or had additional yard space or whatever. And then, like I said, there's the quiet crossing, a no horn zone. You get gates and you get lights, but you get no horn. Just the train bell. And like I said, over here in the transfer lot, yesterday, Eugene, I've had 2 CSX, one of which you just saw. The other was an intermodal about an hour ago, and it was raining then. And then the local with the slug went by, the RD slug unit went by from the other side of the river to here. And we filmed that slug unit. If you were on with us last night, it's that one that you saw last night. If not, if you look at last night's video, there's two of them. One's 5.5 hours and one's around 2 hours. We see that slug, I think it was two different occurrences. And there'll be a section where Chuck makes the comment, we could almost fist bump. That training staff was so close. Like I said, you can see the 15 mile an hour. The one's pretty faded. 5 isn't much better. There's the pile where we watched the high railer that had been cleaning up a bunch of rail and spikes and debris and what have you, all metal. Drop off over there. And then yesterday, for those again that were here during the day, this transfer yard goes from right there where you see this lone car all the way back continues all the way back, all the way back. Whoa, there goes my hat. Like I said, we got every form of weather you would like to have today. And all the way back past that pile of used railroad ties. I got a kick out of this yesterday. At the left, at the left end, they've got all kind of more or less neatly stacked. And at this end, oh, the heck with any organization. Just throw them on there. I kind of got a kick out of that. And it's so windy, but the clouds are back out again. I guess the hat's coming off. Like I said yesterday, we couldn't count all the trains. Now, we were talking about the turtles. These are my trackside friends. Hey, Real American Rail, great. Catch of the week, whatever y'all saw that you thought was interesting, unique, could be anything. Could be an old rail car, could be a locomotive, could be anything. Just something you've seen in the last 7 to 10 days. You just submit that to railmoments.com. Drop it in there. It has to either be a very short video or a still. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a locomotive. Something that's really cool, that you really thought was cool, because in rail fanning, everybody has something different they think is unique. And that's what makes rail fanning so much fun. Be it a car from a fallen line, whatever. Well, we got to get you out more, RAR. We're trying to keep it in the last 7 to 10 days, so it kind of goes with the current time of the year, if you don't mind. But if you want to send it in, please, because everybody will get to see them once Casey makes them public. So absolutely. And right there are 2 dirt mounds. Both, use your imagination here a bit. And if you look at them long enough, you got 2 great big turtle shells. And you got George on the right, Mabel on the left. They're just hanging out trackside in what It's supposed to be sun, but there is none. And they're just having a trackside chat. I know, gotta use your imagination. But those are my imaginary trackside companions today. Because everything else is gone. All the railroad cars that were in there last night have all been picked up from the transfer yard by either NS or CSX and removed. And that's why it's called a transfer yard. And there's our CSX lights. I've never filmed here before on a Saturday. I was here once on a Saturday and there was moderate traffic. So we can either kind of watch the lights or watch the depot with the flag flying. You guys tell me what you want to watch. There is the Decatur depot. And if anybody's trackside today, let me know. So we're just going to sit back, relax. I'm going to check the weather. I have a couple texts that have come in. And like I said, my apologies. It took us so long to get online today, but it's just been rain all day. Scanner is on. As you can hear, it's a little bit on the quiet side as well. Boy, times are tough when you got to wait a whole week and all you get is a Navy plane. Oh, we got to get you out more. All right. Here are our signal lights. And bring them in just a tad. Like I said, it's everything from wet to breezy to chilly out here. All right, you are looking at the CSX lights, red over red, to the right and left. Like I said, we're going to hang out here, depending on what we do for weather. It's traveling from here northeast, coming out from below us, but it's kind of limited to Huntsville on this side. So if we go over on the other side of Huntsville, we should be able to have some no rain time. So we're just going to kind of sit out and hang out with this for a little bit. Take it from there. Well, like I said, we are rail fanning in real time. So it's just like real fishing. You're in the boat, fish are underneath the water. You just got to wait for a bite. There is that magic sound where we have gates and we have lights, but we have no horn. There's a wave from the conductor. CSX rail fan. Where did you catch it? Yeah, it looks like our NS train might be rolling to a stop. Big old load of scrap. Sorry if I look a little wind blowing. It's because I am. We have the dead cat on to cut down the wind noise. Still all red on the CSX, but that would be because right after they go past us is the bridge. Now, Eugene, you had asked about you heard no horn. It is a quiet crossing. Residential area back here had got the city to pass the ordinance, a no horn zone. So It's a special crossing when the arm, and they're built in different ways. Some have two gates that come down so it's fully across. So if this is the track, the gates come fully down on this side and on the other side. Some have one great big gate that comes down, and then they have a median that's built so you can't cross over and try and go around the track or around the gate. And this is a multiple track crossing. So there's a big concrete median, a huge gate that comes across, no horn. And I understand the city imposes a $1,000 fine to the railroad. Makes me wonder if they collect, but every now and then one of the engineers will give us a big honk, give us a horn salute here or a couple little toots, but you basically hear no horns here. Now, as soon as you go to the crossings up there or the crossings over there, you get all the normal horn action. But right here, with all the neighborhood that's back there, no horns. And they're all back in that area is neighborhood. Up, we got gates and lights. Hey, Mama Bear, you're just in time for gates and lights. Yeah, looks like we've got CSX coming our way. Hey, Crash, how are you? And CSX-NS rail van, where did you catch the P&LE at this morning? Was that you in Graysville or you in Dalton?
Decatur and 12 on the 8 lead, from the 8 lead to the main, 21 in the PM over.
Currently our rain's kind of holding off for a little bit, so we are still here. Just playing this whole thing by ear. I hope everybody is having a fantastic time. Totally overcast, strong breeze, not a heavy wind, and intermittent train traffic. So as long as that rain holds, we're going to sit here for a little bit. Everybody fill me in what y'all are up to, and where did you catch the P&LE? Hey, Jonathan, how are you? We are still in Decatur, Alabama. And yes, I look wind blowing because I am. 1 minute it's hat on with a little bit of sun, then it's hat off, jacket on, jacket off, rain coming, no rain. We got it all still. It's how we started today, and that's how today still is. So, where did y'all catch the P&LE today? I see it went through Dalton, and then somebody saw it there in Graysville. We caught the Monon here yesterday. That was fun. Did some time on the bridge, just about 8-9 blocks up from here, where they go together over the bridge. Had a fantastic trading day yesterday, locals and what have you. And we're going to do the sunrise thing this morning for those of you who just got on, but never saw the sun come up. It's just dark and rainy and gray until around 11. And then finally, it cleared up to what we have now. So, like I said, anybody got anything going on? Anybody trackside? Y'all fill us in. What's everybody been doing this week? What's everybody going to do today? I know rain moves in the Chattanooga area tomorrow. I see between, once you get past Huntsville, this band of rain that's intermittent kind of comes and goes, clears up. But we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Like I said, I enjoy this spot. You never know what's coming. Like I said, we do have the no horn zone. Takes away from a little bit, but we still have lights and gates. And then you have crossings that way you get horn action, and crossings that way that you get horn action. There's no crossings as you go towards Lake Wheeler and the Tennessee River. So I'm hanging out with my 2 turtle friends, and we're just going to have a good time. For those of you who can't get out, for those of you who are at work, for those of you who's got rain, or for those of you just tired. Hang out with us, have a good time, call up the neighbors, have them jump on, call up somebody that you know likes strings, have them get on too, and let's just have a good time. Trackside, right here, with Rail Moments in the city of Decatur, Alabama. With CSX, NS, and BNSF all at one crossing. And I know y'all like lights, so we'll stay on those. That's right, Mama Bear. You were supposed to be trackside by now, weren't you? Headed over to the AGS? Are y'all running behind schedule, or plans change, or just haven't made it there yet? That's exactly what I'm thinking here. I hope the weather holds out. We have sprinkles again. It's not rain yet, just sprinkles again. Well, we have lots of horn action there, as our rain action goes. Looks like a teaser. Don't know if he's switching, because there is a small yard down there, or if he's waiting for authorization to proceed. And currently, we have the umbrella over the top because we got rain. So you are undercover.
12 Main to the siding, westbound at 1:40 p.m. open. Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's kind of like a tease. He's just sitting there with his light on, saying, should I go or should I stay? We have smoke. Uh-oh, wrong way, wrong way. All over the place is a fun thing. I keep not turning the camera far enough so I can stand on those. Big old pile of used railroad ties with grass and stuff on. I love going different places just because you get different views, different situations, different scenarios, meet different people, whatnot, and that's what makes it fun. like yesterday, for those of you who were on during the day, the three gentlemen that we met from the area and how much information they have and what they add to it, and the different rail fan groups that get together. Because like I said, everybody has something different in a train that's of interest. So if you got 7 people, all 7 are probably looking for something different. One can tell you what year the engine was made, its serial number, and everything that ever happened to it. Me, I can tell you what color it is. So, like I said, our goal, if the weather will hold for us, our goal is we're going to stay one more here. And you see the 4 lights for CSX. We can't see the NS. Obviously, since he's switching on the NS main, they don't have traffic right this moment. There goes a robin buzzing the camera. So, like I said, if the weather will hold, our goal is one more, and then we're going to move eastbound, and it appears the weather is better there, and we'll find us an afternoon spot there, or at least what's left of the afternoon. It's 2 o'clock here, 3 o'clock there, hour plus to drive. So we'll just kind of play this by ear, see what happens, see where we end up. In the meantime, we're just going to hang out, relax, enjoy, see what's next, and have one of you do a train dance. And how is the weather back Chattanooga way? So, Jonathan, we have cloudy all day and no sun, huh? Well, we have 2 out of 3 things in common, but I have the rain. 4 regs, but like I said, until it rains, we're going to hold out for one more train. We don't want to close empty-handed with nobody on base. So let's see if we can't have our 2 turtles drum us up another train. Can't decide, glasses on, glasses off. There's a lot of really old buildings close by here. Have never been here? Make sure you put it on your list. Don't forget, tell your friends, check out Rail Moments, have them subscribe. Casey and I are working real hard on a 2,000 subscriber goal, and we appreciate that. And don't forget, Catch of the Week, submit it in to railmoments.com. And Brian, I know you're trackside. If you have us on, I hope you're catching a bunch there in Stevenson, Alabama. Another spot that I really, really like. So, back to the track. Let's catch us. Oh, here's one more fun. We did this yesterday. Hey, let's see if we can do this again. Hang on. This will break up the cloudy all day thing. All right, let's see here. We did this yesterday. Let's see if we can achieve this again. Hang on. This is highly technical. All right, that rail is made in the U.S. To the left is the grade. That is Bethlehem Steel Company. And it was made in 1998. Trying to read this from over here, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hash marks. So June of 1998 is when that rail is from. Let's see if we can do it over here. There's another spot. First is the grade of steel. Then comes where it was made. Then the year, and then the hash marks are the month. So here's the next section where it's stamped. And yes, 1998. Bethlehem Steel. How cool is that? See some mud and stuff there. Open that up just a tad for you. But that's how you tell how old a piece of rail is and what grade of steel it is. The mud splashing up on the rails there. Hey, guess what, you guys? Y'all are way too quick for me. That's right. Amber, get ready for authorization to approach. He'll be on the second track over. So we have CSX, authorization to approach. Get ready. Let's get ready for the train and get ready for you guys. if y'all study on that hard enough, you might actually see it go green. Hello, Texas. It's been a little quiet today here. Yesterday, and I guess just because we compared it to yesterday, first of all, we've had bad weather here in Well, good luck. Texas hops on, brings us a train. Well, look, just to answer your question, we've had less than moderate traffic today for what is normally a very, very busy spot, but we do have CSX on northbound approach on an amber. Whoa, look at that string of locomotives. Check this out. Whoa! Did you count all those locomotives? Hey kid, how are you? Good to see you on. Lead locomotive CSX 7253. Second back CSX 5346. Third back the big orange pumpkin BNSF 9254. Fourth back another pumpkin 3884. Fifth back CSX 4726 and a CSX mid DPU 3426. That is a lot of power on a train, but that was also a lot of train. Now, there's a good chance when one goes through, something is holding. So even though I said we were going to catch one more and then call it a day and move on, hopefully have enough time to go to another spot on the way towards home, we're going to, let's see, make this our timing 2:45. If we have at 2:45 Central Standard Time, we'll go ahead and conclude this live. And it is March 29th, 2025. Once it processes, it'll go into the live category on our YouTube channel for Rail Moments. And then once Casey puts the thumbnail on and does the other things to it that he does, it will then go into the library for Trackside Live, which is what we are, Trackside Live. Mama Bear, Papa Bear, you all headed out trackside. Everybody else who all's trackside, what's everybody up to? And we are gonna hang out another 18 minutes, see if we get one coming across, because like I said, they go across the river, across the lake, and it goes single track. So where NS and CSX meet, they go single track and then split once they get across. So we're going to hang out and watch our flag and the historic depot and y'all give me a Chattanooga weather report. Or in the case of Mama Bear and Papa Bear, a Trenton weather report. And there is the 1905 Decatur Depot. Hello, John. Yeah, we are just getting ready to conclude our time this afternoon here in Decatur, Georgia. And I'm guessing the names that you have that went through here are the S&NA Hummingbird and Pan American passenger trains and the Tennessean for Southern Railway. And boy, I'll bet this was a busy, busy spot. Oh my goodness. We've had a great day and a half here, although we spent the first half of today watching it rain, etc. and so forth. I'm wondering some of the names of the trains that went through here. I bet this was one cool spot. Imagine jumping on and off here to go to Memphis or Nashville or Chattanooga or Birmingham, all different directions. Some good old memories. Would love to see some of the pictures from back then. And we've got rail fans who joined us here. Like I said, we are going to finish up momentarily and then make tracks eastbound. Oh, did I say Georgia again? Oh, geez, I keep doing that all the time. Every time my wife and I talk about Decatur, she always says Georgia. I say, no, I mean Alabama. And I get so used to the whole Georgia thing. But yeah, we are in Decatur, Alabama. See, that's why I have you guys to take care of me. Decatur, Alabama. I'll practice that one more time. Now, I did it yesterday, too. But we are going to wind down in 3 minutes and then head east and find us one more spot to hang out today before we call today. Maybe do dinner with Mrs. S tonight since we've been out and about and gone and rolling around on the tracks. Like I said, we had big plans for sunrise this morning across the lake. It was so dark, I couldn't even figure out what time it was at the hotel. Our last CSX train with a total of 6 locomotives on it, 5 on the head end, and a mid DPU. And as John will tell you, this was probably one incredible spot back in the day when trains were the way. And we have another rail fan visiting us. Well, not visiting us, but just visiting here. Thanks, Mama Bear, for keeping me straight. John, I'm glad you hopped on because I've been wondering some of the names of the trains that went through here since yesterday. So everybody, we are at that magic point that we set where we're going to take production 6 and head east to the next crossing where we'll catch a little more rail time. Mama Bear, Papa Bear, y'all get the little bear. And y'all head on out, get some of that train time in since we have cloudy, no sun, but no rain back in Chattanooga, according to y'all. We're going to leave this historic town And like I said, find a spot between here and there to try and catch a little more action before we hit the house and say hi to Mrs. S. We've been on the road since yesterday morning, and we will do more of this because we want to inspire that song, On the Road Again. So, you guys, I'll see you in just a little while at the next crossing. Thanks for being here with us for the last day and a half in Decatur, Alabama. See, I got it right, Mama Bear. Y'all behave, and I'll see y'all shortly at the next crossing. Thank you from Casey and I.